Senator, welcome again. You know, what does it look like to you, and will it be different this time? Will there be a lot of Republican progress given the leverage that you have right now?
Well, point one, Martha, one bill or two, frankly, you can teach it round or you can teach it flat. I don't really give a function whether it's one bill or two. I care about the final product. My advice to my colleagues and to the president is, number one, don't get distracted. Very shortly, the honeymoon will be over. My Democratic colleagues and many members of the media will start calling us, particularly the president, crazy. They said the same thing about Noah. And then the rains came, and all the fact checkers drowned. We need to keep our focus on why we're here. Here's why we're here. President Trump won, aside from the fact that I think he's high energy and authentic, and he doesn't talk down to people, on 4 issues: inflation, border security, national security, and the fact that Vice President Harris and President Biden staffed their administration with a bunch of people who majored in online activism with a minor in puberty blockers. All they wanted to do was sit around all day and talk about climate change and whether a man can breastfeed. We've got to address those 4 issues in a bill. It's called reconciliation. We'll get no help from the Democrats, so we'll have to do it through a mechanism called reconciliation, which only requires a majority vote. That requires us to stick together. Let me say it again. I don't care whether we do one bill or two. What I do care about is that everybody remember, we can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. The American people have given us a year at best. We've got to produce. We can produce, but everybody's going to have to give a little bit.
So what is that? You know, what are your priorities? You talked about national security. You talked about the economy, inflation. You know, what is give people a sense of what's realistic and how quickly they will see this happen, because we've seen a lot of these executive orders, but as was said in the lead package here, the president needs Congress to get this passed. What are your priorities for this bill, Senator?
Well, I'll tell you what my priorities are and what I would do if I were a king for a day. I'm not, and I don't aspire to be. Number one, inflation. The only way we're going to defeat inflation, high prices, is to grow the economy, to increase people's wages. We've got to start with renewing the 2017 tax cuts. If we don't, taxes are going to go up in the amount of $4.3 trillion. 60% of that tax increase will hit middle America. It will crush our economy. Number two, border security. Number three, I want to spend more money on defense. Number four, I want to see an eruption of common sense where we pass some laws, part of reconciliation, where if you are a biological male, no matter how you identify, you can't play a women's sport. It's cell deep stupid. You can be whatever you want to be in America. But if you're a biological male, you can't compete with a woman fairly.
All right, Senator, thank you for laying out your priorities. Discussions are going on right now. We expect to hear from the president very shortly. And I thank you for joining us today. Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, thank you, sir.